Okay, now we get to the fight that I look. We're going to get to the Volkanovski fight. I want to talk a lot about that. One of my favorite fighters, but I think it's good, especially because Dricus has trained at PFA a couple of times, and you guys know each other quite well, to sort of spend a bit more time on this fight, and obviously because he's representing us. So, Robert Whittaker, this is for me the big fight: Robert Whittaker versus Dricus Du Plessis. What are we thinking first off for this fight? What is the key to victory for Dricus? What do you think, Jack? If you have Dricus winning,
I do have, or it's a tough fight. I think if I'm edging towards Dricus split decision, and I think the way he wins is just like make it a brawl, but like not get hit too much. So just like really utilize your boxing, keep it on the feet. I wouldn't want to go to the ground with Rob. I know you said that he's good at wrestling. I just haven't seen too much of his wrestling.
Who? Dricus?
Yeah, Dricus.
Yeah, he can wrestle. He can wrestle. Listen, Robert Whittaker is a motherfucker of a fighter. That's the only way you can put him. He's got unorthodox striking. He's got good wrestling. He's fought the best guys in the world, and he's beat the best guys in the world. He's been champ. I think he knows what it takes. Like he's going to be the hardest fight for Dricus. I think even if he gets past him, I think Whittaker is probably one of the toughest fighters. I mean, you look who's put away. I mean, you beat guys like Whittaker, you beat guys like Yoel Romero, not scared to stand and trade. He's a scary individual. He's a scary individual. But I don't know if you can prepare for somebody like Dricus. I want Dricus to win because I know the guy. He's South African. He gets a title shot if he beats him. So it's a little bit.
We're a bit biased.
Not a little bit biased. We're a lot biased.
Yeah.
But saying that, I think Robert Whittaker is not the same Robert Whittaker he was a couple of years ago. I think again when you have these fights like with Yoel Romero, you have these tough fights. You're going through.
Goes less.
That life bar. Although you got full health, your ability to take punishment, it reduces. So you take one shot, and all of a sudden the power bar goes to halfway. And I think Yoel Romero, these two fights with him, really messed up Whittaker's chin. And I think it really compromised him when he fought Izzy. I think if you watch his fights, he's also been a guy that's had barn burners. He's never in a boring fight. And I think that where you're super emotional. I mean, he's a Kiwi. These guys are super emotional. You see how it comes out bang on his chest. There's a lot of emotion that comes out in his fights. I think because of it, he's always in an exciting fight. But he hasn't had somebody like really come at him. Yoel Romero got into a firefight with him, but Yoel's like a stand and wait type of guy. I mean, if you don't take it to him, you're gonna have a boring fight like with him and Izzy. I think Dricus has a bit opportunity to put him away. I think people underestimate Dricus' power. He's a fucking strong guy. Like he's got crazy power.
Everybody that's sort of trained with him or helped has said that.
He's
and it's controlled. It's not just like, I'm hitting it. Oh, geez, I don't know I could do that. It's like means to do it every single time, and he's precise.
100%. Look, he's got a weird style, but that's not because he can't punch or he can't kick. He's got good striking, but he's got awkward movement. So his movement is what kind of like throws you off. So kind of what's coming, but he throws it differently because he moves differently. And I mean, the guy's a unit. He's like 100 kgs fighting at middleweight. He cuts a fucking Backstreet Boy to get down to middleweight. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
And he's got power to back it up. So my heart's going with him. I think it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be tough. I think he's going to be taken to deep waters, but I think he can actually knock him out.
Yeah. So do you think it is going to be his key to victory is to stay standing with him and then have his unorthodox striking? Or, I mean, do you think he takes it where it needs to go? So does what he needs to do. So if it's standing, he stays standing. If it's like if you were coaching him, like what would be your game plan for Rob?
If I was coaching him, I'd want to make it dirty box him, get in the single contact clinch, elbows, knees, not go to the floor with Rob. Not because I think Rob can finish him. I think Rob can wrestle well, he can scramble well. I think he'll get back to his feet well. So I think it'll be a lot more exhausting to take him down because you'll have to take him down again. So I don't think holding Whittaker down is very easy. So I think, but controlling him against the cage, make him carry your weight, hitting with dirty shots. He's good with elbows and knees and uppercuts to the cage. I think he'll wear him down. And then maybe take him down in the later rounds where he's kind of taking his gas out. I think that's how I'd want him to fight if he was my guy. But again, Dricus is unpredictable, man.
Yeah.
Like he's got bombs in his hands. So if he lands a right cross, who knows? Maybe we'll put him out.
And I actually thought he should take him to the ground. But because I just think from what I've seen with Dricus, his top control is amazing. And I know Rob can get to his, Rob's very good at getting to his feet and he's very good in the scrambles. He's got very good counter wrestling. But I think why I thought take it to the ground is also for the same reason you're saying, no, is make it ugly. You're going to make it an ugly fight. It's his key to victory. One question I have for you. So I know, Dricus has got power and Dricus is good going forward, but maybe incorrectly I've noticed this. When he goes forward, it's almost like on a straight line. Is that a problem or not? Because I would think, if you're going forward, you're kind of still working a little bit with angles so that the person doesn't know where your head is supposed to be. Is that a fair assessment? Or
yeah, I think against a really calculated striker, if your head doesn't move off center when you're moving forward, I think you can be tagged quite easily.
So like if he was to fight Izzy, then that would be...
But again, the motherfucker can take a punch. You know what I mean?
I'm just worried about the bar, that when does it... Because you're right, yes, of course, tough as nails.
He hasn't been in wars where he's taken lots of punishment to the chin. He hasn't been rocked, damaged. I think he's been stopped once in his career, and that was in Poland.
He got clipped there in that fight more than anything.
He knocked Soldic out the first time they fought a rematch. It was vice versa. I think that's being young, immature, cocky, thinking I did it before, I can do it again. I think he's matured a lot. So I don't think he'll make stupid mistakes and just get tagged easily.
Right.
I think he'll be difficult to hit because he does move in and out quite well. But he can take a punch. And I think being able to take a shot so you can land something is what he's worked quite well with. And if you looked in all his fights, he's taken shots and he's managed to connect and put the guy to sleep.
Yeah, he's given more damage than he's taken.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
And that Brad Tavares fight was...
Yeah, Brad Tavares is a beast, eh?
But that was a great performance. And you know what I mean? If you look at... He struck for 3 rounds. He used a lot of output. He showed a lot of guts and character. And Tavares is hell of experience. I mean, he's had a lot of fights in the UFC. He's not a pussy. That guy can go. So I think Dricus will have confidence. He's beat top guys. He's beat tough guys. He beat real contenders. Coming to a fight like that, I think the confidence will probably carry him across the line.
And the momentum, yeah. So obviously he's had his no surgery. And there was a lot made about that, a lot of people saying, that's kind of like Usman's 30% excuse when he was fighting kind of thing. What do you think of the whole situation? Do you think it was really the way it played out or...
Yeah, look, I mean... I think he wouldn't lie about it. You know what I mean? You don't lie about it. He had that interview with Ariel Hawani where he showed him holding one nose and trying to breathe. The thing didn't move. So there definitely was a massive issue with it. Where that happens, I mean, he's got great cardio. But it doesn't look like it because he's not able to recover because you can't get that oxygen back. I think with it being fixed, he'll be able to be explosive and he'll get tired, but he'll be able to recover. So, being able to reset after a massive exchange, get your breath back. If you can't breathe through your nose, you can't get the right amount of oxygen in, where you're always hyperventilating to get your breath in, it really does impact you. The reason why you don't breathe in and out of your mouth, you're using your diaphragm the whole time. It's not calming. It uses more muscles to get the oxygen in. It's not a great idea. So with him being able to breathe through his nose, breathe into his nose, out through his mouth, being able to regulate his breathing better, his recovery will be much better. And I think if he can recover and be able to go 0 to 100
and have that output but sustain it and recover,
So he'll be able to be super explosive, recover and be super explosive again. I think he'll remain dangerous over 3 rounds.
Yeah.
How it fares over 5 rounds, I don't know. Haven't seen him go 5 rounds a lot. But I think over 3 rounds, it'll make a difference.
No, 100%. Yeah. Look, I mean, you're right. Look, with just what you said earlier is like I've always said that Robert Whittaker is a harder fight for him than Israel Adesanya. So this is literally his. And I'm not saying if he wins this fight, then Izzy's an easy fight. But for Dricus to come through this, I think will do a bunch of things. His confidence will stay sky high. I mean, I have no doubt that when he says he's coming to win this fight and to finish Rob, he's not just saying that for the cameras. And he believes that. We all believe that. But the thing it's going to do for his confidence, and then people are also going to start noticing, because we all know what Dricus. I mean, we've seen him fighting in South Africa. I know it's a different level and everything, but we all know what Dricus is capable of. And now it's going to be a good thing for the whole world to see it, because people are counting him out in this fight. Some people are saying this is going to be easy piece up for Rob. For me, it's 50-50. Like in that, those are the odds for this. One thing I will say is, like, no matter who Dricus has ever faced, he's always risen to the occasion. So I know he had his loss when he was young. He had 2 losses when he was young. But I mean, like, he's had fights where he's been the young fighter and he might not have been the favorite, and he always rises to the occasion. He always finds a way to win, even with his nose problem now. He could have easily just been like, what, I'm tired. I'm not gonna fight. I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna quit. But he always finds a way to win. And
he doesn't have quit in him.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, and I've seen it a lot on the local scene, and I've seen it in UFC. Aljamain Sterling, how he won his fight. You know what I mean? Like,
we're big fans of Aljamain.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I'm just kidding.
But there are so many guys who will take the easy way out.
Yeah.
Because it's on offer. It's like, okay, cool. I got kneed in the face. I'll just fall down and cry. You know what I mean? Like, and get a belt and move on from there. You know what I mean? I don't think he has it in him. So I don't think he can take the easy way out. And that's why taking a fight like with Robert Whittaker, I mean, it's a dangerous fight. It's a super tough fight. And it's not against a guy that hasn't had a belt before. So you're fighting a guy who had the belt, defended the belt, fought monsters to be there. Like, he's a scary individual. Robert Whittaker is a scary individual.
Take Izzy out of the picture and Robert Whittaker would be the champ for probably as long as what Izzy has been.
100%.
So,
I think you're 100% right with that.
So if they don't fight in 2 months from now, what do you think? So okay. So we're all going for Dricus to win, obviously. If they don't fight in 2 months, if the turnaround is too quick, do you still think they fight this year? Do you think they wait maybe for UFC Africa? That's my big dream, to have Izzy and Dricus fight, but I don't know how soon that is. So they probably make a card later in the year, right? I mean, that's the only logical thing.
The reality is, Izzy does what Izzy wants. I think he'll
demand it.
He'll demand it. He'll demand a fight, because I think you also know, having these guys come out of a war, it's a lot easier to beat these guys when they've just come out of war. Short turnaround time gives them a better opportunity to win the fight. I don't think he gives a shit about what their condition is. And the reality, there's always someone for him to fight. No one's going to turn around and say, no, I don't want to fight you for the title. I don't want an opportunity to make myself a multimillionaire overnight. You know what I mean?
And the possibility of maybe beating you, there's always that chance.
He's no longer undefeated. So it's like, okay, cool, he can be beat. People kind of know how to beat him. He's been beaten at light heavyweight. He's been beaten at middleweight. So, okay, that aura of invincibility is kind of gone. And he looks human now. You know what I mean? And I think if you fight Izzy, and where Izzy is difficult to fight is, I go back to the Chuck Liddell phase, where everyone wanted to just knock Chuck Liddell out because everyone hated him. So he was a great counter puncher. He'll knock you out because he's got big power, because they want to prove that they can beat you at your own game. I think a lot of guys are fighting Izzy with that same mentality, where I want to beat you at your own game. I want to prove that I'm better than you. I can knock you out. And they end up getting slept. I think if whoever fights him is a little bit more mature in their approach and comes out with, okay, cool, he can grapple, he can wrestle, but he's not 100% comfortable there. I'm going to beat him at this part of the game. I think he'll give himself a better opportunity to win. Anyone fights emotionally to try to beat him is going to get counterpunched and knocked out.
Yeah, and I don't think Dricus will do that. I mean, the closest thing to someone trying to get him emotional was Bahati, and that didn't even really work. So, I mean, he won't. I don't think he'll get emotional. I don't know him, but from what I've seen, I don't think his coach will allow him to either.
Look, I don't think beating him at his own game is something that's big on his mind. I think he wants to just beat you. So I don't. Oh, you're a great striker. I can outstrike you. He doesn't give a shit. So it's MMA. So I can beat you on the feet, on the floor. It doesn't make a difference. So I think he just wants to win.
Yeah.
It's not like I want to beat you because you're a great striker. I want to beat you at striking.
Yeah.
A lot of guys fight like that. I think Shevchenko is a champion that fights like that. Where oh, you're a great striker. I want to stand with you. Oh, you're a great grappler. I'm going to take you down. You know what I mean? You're a good boxer. I'm going to box with you. I think you get champions that are like that, and you get people who just want to win.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're saying Dricus.
Mm-hmm.
You saying what's your, you said decision, eh?
Yeah,
decision. You going finish?
Oh, you know, I see it. If Dricus loses, he's losing because he got finished. And if he wins, he's winning because we finished him. I don't think it's going to be a fight that goes the distance. I don't see how this one goes the distance.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I think they got so much to prove. I think there's a lot riding on it. So I think I'm hoping for a finish. I hope Dricus finishes him. If he does, it'll be around 2 or 3. It's hard to predict.
Yeah, it is hard to predict. Look, we only try to say, so we can like get a bonus point or whatever the next week. But I think anything for Dricus in this fight, I don't think hurts his stock unless he gets finished. So, if he loses a decision, which I think if he does lose, I think he does lose a decision because Robert Whittaker hasn't finished anybody for a couple of fights. Not to say he can't.
Yeah.
I can understand why you say, but I think Dricus is tough and durable enough, especially in a 3-round fight, that Rob's going to really have to have a couple of clean shots to finish him. I feel.
Yeah, it won't definitely be a knockout. Maybe a TKO.
Yeah.
And likewise, I think. But if Dricus wins by knockout, it's by knockout because Robert's sleeping. It's not going to be a TKO. It's going to be like he's dossing.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm also going Dricus by finish, but only because I think I don't think it's gonna be a close fight. Like you said, there's gonna be probably a finish either way. And if Rob, for some reason, Dricus can't KO him or can't finish him, he's still going to be dominant in his approach because of the way that he his key to victory, making it ugly. And I think he will do that. So yeah, I think Dricus as well by finish, maybe round 3. But the sooner the better, Dricus. If you do it in the first 30 seconds, and then after that, listen, if you fight Izzy and all that, obviously everyone will be behind you. And
100%.
Hoping one day you get to finally have your title run throughout South Africa and land in OR Tambo like the Springboks do with the World Cup trophy. Do the same thing with the UFC belt. We've had the EFC belt here as well. I'm hoping we have the UFC belt here as well one day in the studio. But yeah, I think Dricus definitely continues to rise, and then now everybody knows about it.
Listen, it's a possibility. He really has stepped up. Like I said, you make a name for yourself by fighting big names, and he's fought good names. He's fought big names. I think he's fighting these big names at the right time. You know what I mean? He fought Darren Till, massive name, fought him at the right time. Still dangerous, but just. I think the stars have aligned for him. So I think with the way they've aligned, I think they're going to continue to align. So I think he'll get through this one.
Yeah. Cool. So we're all going for Dricus on that one. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, I've got another one for you over here and over here. Please don't forget to subscribe over here and have a look at my other socials down in the description box below. Thanks for watching.